Hello and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Mike Favetta. Cara, we are very excited about our first guest today. Social media has become a major part of our lives. It's a major influence in all of our areas, and it also has become a viable career option for younger generations.
Yeah, but how young is too young? Dr. Tara Chalikani, CEO of Preferred Behavioral Health Group, is here now to help us keep our kids safe on social media. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
We're so
What a
happy
great
to be.
topic.
You know what? This is fascinating to me because I look at, my neighbors' children who are beautiful young girls. They're 17 and 14, and they are all over TikTok. But how young is too young for social media?
We have to be mindful that the human brain is developing at that young age at warp speed. So anything that influences development is important. And we're handing children a very, very sophisticated piece of equipment. And statistics tell us that 20% of children under the age of 5 have a cell phone.
Wow.
And that by the time children are 14, 91% of them have a smartphone. So there's the old adage that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. But with those statistics, I don't know how much prevention we have going for us. So once that device is in a child's hand, it's very, very critical that their parents are monitoring what they're doing.
And on that topic of prevention, do you recommend any guardrails or parameters that parents can set to make sure their kids are safe on social media?
Absolutely. Using apps as a parent to monitor children's behavior and access to different social media platforms is really critical because children may not even intentionally, but may access something that is just too much for them to handle. So there's apps like Custodio, Bark, Aura. Parents need to find what works for them, but that's a really good step in determining what your children are looking at. And parents also need to model it. So if they're spending countless hours on their devices, then children will think it's okay to do the same. So having structure and boundaries and trying to behave in the way that you want your children to behave is critical.
It's so interesting. And it's hard to do because we're all addicted to these phones, right? So how easy is it for our kids to become the same way? What responsibilities, doctor, if any, do social media companies have to make sure that our kids are not harassed online, bullied, or exposed to things that are not age appropriate?
Well, I mean, they're multi-billion dollar companies. So they're making money on sponsorships and ads. So I think, they do the best that they can do, but really it starts at home.
Mm.
And the time that children spend on a device is kind of relative to age. So the younger they are, they should be spending the least amount of time on an app. So the standard is 5 and under, no more than an hour of exposure to a screen in any given day, and then it kind of increases from there. But where we hit slippery slope is in school, because using a screen and using an app is really just organic now to the way children are educated, the way that they study, the way that they conduct, do projects or work in school. So that's really difficult to have it happening so normally in school and then come home and have to use it for homework. And then how do you stop it?
That's really important. And especially regarding the minimum age, you kind of touched on around 5 years old, no more than an hour. Do you recommend, any screen time at all under a certain age for, really small children, like under the age of 2?
Recommend screen time? I mean, the not really. Their their brains, like I said, are developing so quickly, and they're taking in everything in their environment, and they need to touch and they need to experience things three-dimensionally. So, I mean, under 2, I would say no, it's really not necessary.
And I think, Mike, I know that there was a recent study that just came out that said any screen time under the age of 2 has a serious detriment to the child's development later in
Yes.
life. Yeah. So
Yes.
I think I
Yeah.
know where you were touching on that. Dr. Tara, where can parents go to learn more ways to protect their kids online, to find these apps that they can put in place to guard their children?
Our website, www.preferredbehavioral does offer resources. So I want to be a resource to New Jersey and our local communities. So we do have those online. And I mean, we're all a friend of Google, and I feel like there are just so many resources out there that we need to find what works for us. So every family is unique. Every family has a very varied level of technological capacity or capabilities. So we need to find what works for us, but we can't do it alone. We need help. We need to talk to our kids and educate them and let them be aware that there might be things out there that are not age appropriate, not healthy, and keep our eyes on it. Because I was telling a colleague yesterday, when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to have a 12-channel TV without cable in my room for fear of what I might watch. And now we hand these powerful devices where children can access literally anything without very little monitors or control. So it's super important that we're monitoring that behavior and setting good, healthy boundaries on screen time.
Absolutely. Dr. Tara Chalikani, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Mike, it's so funny that she just said not more than the 12. I remember we did not have cable TV till I was in high school. For that, literally, my mother was like, I don't want you watching MTV.
Sure. Yeah, there were certain big restrictions, back in the day. And even still, I'm glad, she said it, because you hear regarding all of the age-appropriate times of developmental stages of children, of when they can begin screen time. And, to completely eliminate it before 2, I think is so important, specifically with how Dr. Chalikani really thinks that it could be impacting their development.
100%.
Well, you're watching the New Jersey Morning Show only on New Jersey. You can find us on demand on ONNJ.com or on Roku and Amazon Fire TV.